Hi. So, eight-way story, or six-way story, my bad, is on accepting to hold a guest's key, vehicle key, while at the front desk while they are gone. So, with that, the waste employee genius would be that is happening, it's made the front desk have to type up a letter and apologizing for the inconvenience that was that, but we cannot do this, and then having to put it on their door and take that key that was left up at the front desk and put it in their room. And then we could be, during all that time, that process of doing that, there's other stuff we could be doing where instead of having to do something like this, underutilized technology, not using the technology of our policies to prevent this from happening. That's a very big no-no. We cannot do that. And that being said, obviously, for obvious reasons, of why we cannot do that. And so with that, also, like, with back to the waste employee genius, it makes it where you know you weren't supposed to do it. It's a policy thing. Okay. I don't remember where I was at. I was talking about the technology of the policies. Obviously, we have those policies, so we shouldn't be making another employee or even ourselves. It was not that employee that had to write up the letter, but with our policies being followed, then we won't have to do waste employee genius or any of it. Anyways, under communication and delayed feedback, not communicating to the guests that we cannot do that, telling them yes we can. So not only that was under communication of the previous employee's part of not explaining that to them, and then also to not communicating with us, with the other employees in group chat or whatever, that she had done that. So with that being said, without that, because then we could have solved it a lot quicker and possibly got it where they weren't gone when we were trying to figure this all out. Defects, because of a previous employee, like I was saying, said yes, not only was the guest relying on that, but they were in the hospital. So it took a few days for later before they even found out, because a note was put on their door and then a key. We don't know that they weren't there or anything. We see the semi, we don't know if it was just for the moment. We have no clue. We don't know if they're there, but they're waiting on that, what the case may be. So it took a few days when they called and realized he was in the hospital and he had not been here, so he didn't even know about the letter or anything. Over processing would be all those extra steps of us typing, of the letter being typed, brought to the room, grabbing the key, putting it in the room, having to talk and explain to this guest and apologize for the inconvenience it has caused it, the whole 9 yards. All that is over processing because it's steps that we shouldn't had to have done. Which leads to being difficult to do business with. That it can make us difficult to do business with because the guest was told yes by an actual employee. It wasn't just something they assumed or told possibly. They were told yes by a guest. And then by an employee, and then they made arrangements and everything. So then we have to tell him no, which it makes us being difficult to business with because, like I said, an employee told him yes. Luckily enough, he was a very understanding person and totally understanding it. Just, I didn't know. No, you were fine. You were told yes by an employee. We apologize for this inconvenience. Unfortunately, she did not ask management, and it's not something we can do. So I told him. He was very understanding about that. He was just curious. Okay, so where's my key? Oh, it's in my room. Okay, and he was very, thank you so much. I apologize for that, and was working on it and everything. So now, but we could have had somebody that wasn't know so much. It could have led to all kinds of different causes. Even though that's our policy, it still could have caused a lot of issues. That guest could have been irate, the whole 9 yards. And then it could lead to bad reviews, whether, hey, it's just our policy or not. An employee did tell him yes. So it can just be very difficult with us being to business and get bad reviews and the whole 9 yards. And that's my story.